Hello, and welcome back to, I guess this was too long, Factorio Space Exploration. Why could that, oh, I know this. Okay. Spotted issues, I need to fix them before I can do anything else, but I should be able to make good progress on bioscience. I really wasn't surprised when I saw that this intersection was bad, because it was kind of cobbled together. I was surprised that it died, because why is this here? Maybe it lost its target, and so it stopped here, which is what caused it to break, but it never broke before because this isn't something that should ever happen. I'm gonna go to the pickup, which is gonna be an issue. They need to get it to the depot and then set it to go to the drop-off, where it's not gonna block anything. I don't remember why this train left without a target. There must have been a reason. It's gonna turn up soon. There's a lot more of a mess created there than I thought. Go a little further. And let's drop off there. That should fix the issue. Because yeah, this had never become an issue because nothing ever stops here. But that train, for some reason, stopped here. Which was because I was messing with this. I don't know why the train left in the first place, but it did. I really need this to eventually fill up all these chests and then it will be fine. I need that to ship to space. I guess I could speed it up by hand right now just to get it moving. Fill like a couple of these chests so that it can move a little more smoothly. It's not pressing because I can still set up science. That should have delivered. Oh no, it's a bit slow because it's only, yeah, it's only transferring it now. Then that will go to space. That will get the glass that I need for these bioscrubbers, and then the research will continue. But Tier 3 science, which I think has... No, it still doesn't have anything actually interesting. It's necessary, but no real interesting benefits. Mining productivity is important, but it's incredibly expensive. And I did not set up science to do that research. So 20 a minute is... $1,200 per hour, which is 10 hours for this research. That's just too slow. Assuming that's how it works. I don't think that's actually quite how it works. Because it would still be gated by the 60-second consumption time and this productivity that modifies it. Anyway, that's not gonna happen probably. Which might pose other issues. But setting up the research itself is fine. So I've got the Vitalic reagent, which also calls for glass. Now where's my Vulcanite? We want that to be shipped into orbit. I mean, most of this damage is because these robots try to repair stuff and they get AoE splashed, which will only be fixed with the 4th tier energy science, which I think is reliant on yes, it is reliant on star probes, I think. Maybe not. You research that and you need the star probe. Where's the star probe needed? Ah, star probe data. Direct output of data. Star probe data collects data. Must be launched from a space probe rocket silo that is in close orbit of a star. Easy enough. I can just set that on the star's orbit. Very basic. I guess I could set those up soon. Then I can get this. This will stop the constant beeping from biters. So that should also be solved by the space laser that is somewhere. I mean, I guess it is kind of a weird... Solar panels converting the sun's energy to electricity. Then the electricity is being converted into a heat ray. It's not quite the same as a giant magnifying glass, but it feels like that's what it should be. That would be comical. This place is almost cleared. I should target up there next. I'm just gonna watch this for a second so I can retarget at an appropriate time. Go on, finish that off, don't! I don't know what the logic is for the targeting. I really don't understand the targeting of this. Why does it not finish this off? Why does it switch to that? That's not where I want that to shoot. Just have to wait till it gets to its current... No, I have to turn it off and back on again. Which is kind of funny. It's pretty entertaining that you have to switch it off and on again to make it work properly. Okay, that should hopefully clear that cluster. I should probably change it to a different zone already, but it's fine where it is. Yeah, I should target it at... Ooh, this is a different grouping than I thought. I could target this upper area, but I wanted to clear this whole, like, continent that is almost entirely... or is entirely separated? I think there's one point of connection. Hit my scroll wheel. Somewhere there was a point of connection, eventually. Once I've secured that entire zone, it will go much better. Well, let's hope it clears properly. So, there's not really much interesting about this tier of science once it's been set up. Okay, where's the neural? I don't have that producing, do I? No, I have it right there. It's all pink. So I did set this up. I don't have cryogenics. I do. Kind of the issue of leaving stuff in the middle because my throat was dying. Decompression. That's less likely. I don't see any mechanical facilities. That's the lower tier. Yeah. Decompression. Decompression is... It's just experimental biomass with an output of biosludge, which means the biomass is being liquefied by decompression. Pretty bleak. Well, that's at least an easy task. Wait, this is outputting... Oh, it's outputting biosludge, not the, contaminated junk. That's an interesting element. I'm gonna want this to feed down this way. Oh. See? That isn't running. But I didn't expect this to be outputting biosludge, so I messed up that connection. That could have been bad. I'm glad I caught it. It wouldn't have even been that bad. It just would have been annoying. I need to keep an eye on all these fluids. It's just the various biosludges and contaminated cosmic water are similar enough because the icon is the exact same. And it's just different amounts of green. But this is also very bright, so I should have noticed sooner. Let's put this right here. I think that's better. Yes, it's very simple. One physical output. Is that adequate? One extra of that. It's relatively harmless. This has multiple outputs. I'm not setting this up yet. I have not set that up yet. This is a card, which means I need to limit the input. Cryogenics. Cool thermofluid, which I did set up appropriately. There are a lot of things that really do repeat a lot. In this whole process. I need to set up the uranium. It's fairly low consumption, 1.7 per minute, somehow. Is it doing 1? I guess I just don't need many. And because you get half of them back, it's half per craft. I guess 1.75, not 1.7. That needs uranium. That would be easy enough to ship via cargo rocket, but it would also be kind of annoying to ship via cargo rocket because it's such a small amount. Ooh, yeah, and I'm not maintaining those because I thought I had a big backlog of this. Airframe poles. It's better than it was before when I last ran out, which means it does have a net gain for now. Okay, uranium. Where do I want uranium to go? It's needed here, so maybe on the left side would be better. I think the whole upper section... Yeah, the upper section is all taken, even if I haven't hooked up the trains yet. So left side, down here. In the wrong spot. That's in the wrong spot, isn't it? Or nope, that is in the correct spot. Why is that there? That's supposed to be here, isn't it? Because that's delivering to the upper section? Yeah. Well, I guess I have an open slot. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, because that didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 and 5. Why did I not line this up properly? Oh well. That makes sense. Why this is here instead of over here. So it does... Why did I not set it up here first, though? Oh well, I'll set the uranium on the left either way. Okay, my trains. I don't have this. This doesn't actually need to be a train on both sides, so it could open up space for other stuff if needed. But it's a case of bad planning. So this is the loading train, which needs to be based off of that. Just so that I remember the formatting. Could I do anything else that would make this more efficient? No, because there's no way that processing it in space would be better, because this is... I'm pretty sure it's more dense. Okay, space... I have to actually label the... station properly. Yes. This is the furthest I've gotten. Working on the last of the third level of the beam techs, and struggling with bad planning. Or bad forethought more than bad planning? I don't know. Didn't label that yet. A lot of stuff that I needed to... that I've learned. Empty cargo... This one's supposed to be... Wait, is this supposed to be... No, this is the empty one because this picks up from a station that I haven't built yet. I actually did build the station. I'm shocked that I actually built the station. guess that was a few weeks ago. Go 3. This is gonna be very weird looking. It's probably worth doing this with the train. Yeah, I have... I'm sort of in the... that's a good one. Process of setting up the... okay, I'm gonna have to move. I'm in the process of setting up the third bioscience, but... Oops, that's too close together. Which is mostly fine. But the actual setup is delayed by... Oh no, I did place it correctly, it's just really hard to see. The actual process is delayed by needing to get the resources into space that I don't have there yet. Trying to move away from using a cargo rocket, going up and down. It's just a gradual process that I've been going through. Oh, hello. How do I want to hijack the uranium? We prioritize left? And then... This is gonna be terrible, I think. It's already max range, it's not well planned. Okay, here's where it can get ugly. Too far, because that moved quickly. 2 splitters. Split once. Split twice. Yeah, like... The process of getting space elevators. Oh yeah. Like, currently, I'm gradually getting this... Like, as I require a resource, I'm setting up the space elevator link to keep each resource supplied. There might be a better way to do it, even without other mods, but it's just less practical. It's not as easy as doing stuff within Novus, because stuff doesn't work. Because before, it was just sort of, oh, when the cargo rocket fills up, add new stuff that I needed, and then it ships and it all works. But I'm trying to move away from the cargo rocket, because the space elevator is a lot better. And my space elevator setup's really bad. But I enjoy it, so I'll leave it. Do I need to filter this? I shouldn't. But I do. This is not the way to do this. But I just want it working right now, so I'm gonna leave it. Oh, that's mixed. With regard... Oh, I should split this here. Nope, I can't split that there. Put it... Ah, bad planning. Well, that might work. Put one there, put one there. Sure, that's much easier. Sorry, I'm just focusing for a moment. Yes. Oh, what? Oh, I need 3, not... I did all the... I did everything else up to tier 3 before I did... This split is not correct. Before I did, bioscience at all. Yeah, I figured that would be wrong. Yeah, it's not worth it. There, that's fine. Like, oh, why is this broken? Why'd this happen? Ah, because this isn't technically at the depot. That's my bad. Don't know why this train did what it did. But hopefully it can fix itself soon enough. That was my bad. Oh yeah. Like, the cargo rocket, I think, for... Why is this guy this far back? Oh, because it just went really far. That doesn't seem right. Why was there 3 here? They're using this as a... What did I mess up? So these are these guys trying to get into the depots. Why are they cutting through the copper? This has not been a problem thus far. Okay, it's just working its way through after I manually messed it up. Okay. I forgot that even if something was there, it would still send stuff to the depot. I don't know. Maybe... I was trying to think of something realistic, but the only thing that I've heard in space news is about the moon trip. It's a weird way to phrase it. That's not a space system or a star system. Okay, it's working. Gradually, it's fixing itself. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this for a moment. That's correct. I didn't draw a very straight line there. Okay, it's doing well. Where's my space laser? It was here. What is it targeting? Where is this? Did it go way over here? Why is it there? I don't understand the autoglaive at all. I manually targeted here, assuming it would go down this way, which maybe it did. It didn't. Instead of going that way, it went up here, leaving all of these untouched. I'm very... Okay, it went this way. What? And it didn't finish this. It's really unreliable. It does not make any sense to me. Ooh, that one specifically is really laggy. Weird. Pick up pretty full cargo. Auto, go, good. I don't know. Would you find that fun to try and set up? What is with these grabbers? What did I change that shifted that? Did I shift up? Must have. Oh, well, that's fine. Oh, so this is now the most annoying. It's on the left side. Which means I need to base it off of this. I really wish space elevators could read the other side properly. It would be so nice. Might be too useful that way, but that's that. I'll have to ride the... Oh. Yep. Didn't notice that. Wasn't paying attention. Okay. Now, I need to ride the train to space so that I can set the space components and all that jazz. This is supposed to go down. And it will stop at the first stop. Which still isn't named. This will be the uranium drop-off. Which outputs up. Good. And this is not connected properly. Funny looking. Empty cargo, and then this should be set. I wish I didn't have to do this every time. But, okay. Scoot back the tiniest bit, go to the drop-off, empty cargo, go back down, and it works. Good stop here. Good. Now, how is the train up here doing? It's loading slowly, which is to be expected. This train should not need to travel very often. It should only need to arrive. Each of these carries thousands. This should only need to go like once. It's complete overkill for this specific use case. But if I need more uranium in space, I'll have it there. Yeah, 1.75 a minute is not a lot. But if I need to scale stuff up, it will be easier. Yeah. But this is... maybe I'll need more if I eventually get around to... like, I have abandoned the idea of getting this mining productivity, because my targeted science of 20 per minute will take way too long to get... I mean, I might be able to get this one in a reasonable time span, and like, if I just leave it in the background, it will progress, but this would take something like 10 hours, ignoring productivity and speed effects. And then it just gets longer from there. Of course, this is far away, but it's a process. I should probably preempt some of this, but it'll be fine. I already have a little bit of uranium shipping this way. 24 is not a lot. That's from one of the old science packs, I think. Energy science, yeah. Okay, this research is dead. Why is it dead? Because my energy 2 is dead. Why is my energy 2 dead? Am I crafting the force shields? These should still be disabled. Yeah, those are still turned off. But it's still force field data that's the issue. My energy setup is troubling. It's the one that runs into issues the most often. Polarization is squiggly. It's also the one where I don't know where anything is at all. Where is polarization data? There it is. Multispectrals. Oh, that might be because I made a lot of solar panels. Amount of low densities. Didn't I have tons of low densities? I do. Oh, I know what this is. This is a classic issue. These don't no, these request plenty. Why is it not keeping it full? Because my bots are dead. Boom, solved it. Yeah, the whole progression of that. So maybe I'll be able to get better science per minute once I get them to tier 4. As well, and stuff's cheaper, and it does all add up. What was the issue with the bots? I'd forgotten that all my bots had died. I'd previously had like 5,000, but I guess I had a big buffer of something that was keeping up with that. Now this feels incorrect. This doesn't feel right. Why is this not an issue at all? Put that down. Ah, my super janky setup here. It was set up this way so that whenever it auto switches, it doesn't run into issues. Did this just launch? No. Oh, it just got... No, maybe it just got loaded on rocket sections? I don't know. There's a lot of small things. I thought this was struggling because of frames. Well, I guess I need to find where all these bots are sitting and capture. That really looks cool as always. I'm now distracted. That's way too many of those. Here's where all the bots are gonna be sitting? Yep. Here to send bots to space manually just to temporarily fix this issue. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's sort of... I have something to counteract bot attrition a little bit. I don't think I have this. But what I really needed to do was... Also, these should not be in here. That kind of messes with it, but... What I really needed to do was change this so that I have bots. I have a bigger store of bots in space instead of managing it. I was managing my bot total based on how many were being sent up into space, which is not the right way to do it. I was just being lazy. What I should have been doing was managing it in space. Bots are logistics. That could probably be 500. And this will need to connect to that. And then I just need to actually control this properly. Which actually, those could both be linked to the same thing, doesn't really matter. Excuse me. No. I need to link this. Enable if... no, these use letters. Why? That was weird. I know why that happened. But I input the letter Y, trying to search, but it did the Y into space thing for whatever reason, because of the autosave occurring at the same time. Weird. Y is less than 2500. This is Z. No, T. T is less than... That should keep it at a manageable level. I just need to set it up properly now and it will fix it. It will work eventually. I just should have done this so long ago. I have no reason to have taken so long to fix that. Yeah. A lot of, like... One good thing to me about the mod is some of the jank at least feels... predictable? Like... I feel like I can understand why it is the way it is a lot of the time. Like, that pressing Y to go to here is just a weird interaction with the autosave, and inputting stuff does work during the autosave, but not really. This one bugs me though. I really wish I could exit this overview by hitting escape, but that's just how they implemented it. It's weird, yeah. Okay, now, I will have uranium in space. I really need the bots. The solution to the bots is kidnapping. Find all the roboports nearby and kidnap all the robots. I really need a better distribution of logistics robots, but... having them all in one place is convenient when I need to grab them all. Oh, it's all over the place, because I've sort of replaced these, because then... Ooh, that's one of the things about this mod that bugs me, though. The fact that the bots don't prioritize superchargers even when they're closer bothers me a lot. It would be so nice if I could have superchargers be prioritized properly, but instead I feel the need to remove roboports entirely from entire areas just so that they actually don't waste a ton of time. So that rocket will launch. Which is still wasteful. I should probably do bots for this as well. I could think of a way. I think I could manage a way to have a train cycling up and down to keep bots at a good level without relying on the cargo rockets. But for now, it's gonna stay how it is. Forgot about this. Very silly looking. And it's broken? I don't think it's broken. Because this is staying full. Okay, that's not done correctly. I caught it at an okay time. Make sure this doesn't break, but that glass distribution is not... It's worrying, but it should be fine, because this should be 2 of these per one of those. Yeah, I mean, it's... To me, it feels like, unless you have a super specific plan, in which case, personally for me, I would never be interested in playing it if I had a specific plan. Spaghetti sets in eventually. Like, I tried my best initially to keep stuff relatively organized. Like, this was sort of early game, relatively organized, and this came later. Had a good gap between them. Fell apart. And then you get later into the game, you get later, and it starts to get really confusing looking. This one's not as confusing, but I don't know if there's a good way to see it though. I don't really do anything that would make it easy for that to be shown. Good job, robots. You repaired that very quickly. Oh, yeah. I gave up pretty quickly. Like, this used to be... Like, this section here was originally belt-based for the first 2... or 3? Yeah, for the first 3 space sciences, I tried to do it with belts. After that, I lost the willpower. And yeah, I can only imagine. It must take up a lot more space. Because I can't imagine fitting all of these with all the belts when you aren't just doing that to fulfill the role, like. And this is the tier 3 bio mostly, it's not totally there, with bots instead of belts, and it's already messy. But I bet belts probably help a little with it being more aligned, right? Like, these are all... The spacing between stuff is a complete mess. Are they still inputting my guys? Oh yeah, that's good, okay. Maybe I up that to 5,000? See if it makes full use of it. Ooh, that sounds kind of impressive to get it all working with belt. But I guess if you're mostly talking about this section, yeah. I guess there is a bunch of empty space, I guess, with what I have that could have been used if needed. Oh, I can only imagine though the belts. Because you only really have one type of belt you can use, can't you? Until the deep space belts, which I don't know. Belt? Until deep space belts, you only have the one belt, so you can't do any interesting underground belts that overlap. I have some in this area. That's still a yellow belt. The reason that some of these are still yellow belts is because some of them, you know, did the... Oh, there, I saw it. Red belt and blue belt. Going in the same direction. You can't do stuff like this in space, which sounds... Well, not easily. You have a limited supply. I don't need this anymore. I don't think this ever did anything. This was there to preemptively do something, but it never... I don't know if it ever did anything. Wait, it did, didn't it? Well, that would have been iron. I was trying to think of what this might have been for. I think I made my sulfuric acid here initially, or batteries. Batteries? Batteries use copper? Yes, that's what that belt was for. Yeah, like, there's a few, like, 4 or 5 that you start with from the pre-existing surface that could maybe be used for that sort of belt shenanigans. But... Oh, it must be kind of tough. I guess it's probably still easier than dealing with pipes, though, because the belts don't flood the entire pipe system the moment you mess up. Okay, I was doing uranium for... Why do I have none of this? I was doing uranium for the next step. Why do I have none of this? Biomass. Whoops. I need the biomass conversion thing. Okay. Sludge, biomass, cosmic water. In a biochem. Do I have space for this? Not yet. Ooh, I'm almost out of logs. Good. Biochem? That's a biochem? Okay. I'm gonna convert this somewhere down here. Sludge. I initially didn't expect be necessary. I don't really use Discord. I don't know what else is a convenient system. I do need a requester. Is all liquid output? No, it's not. I could make a just for this, but is there anything that I can think of? The biosludge is full. Get this moving. This needs to be controlled. What? Is there some... I don't really use... any social media. Oh, can I link it to that? I have to go the other way, can I? No. This kind of looks terrible. Read contents. Enable if bio, it's not bio. Goodness, okay, that is greater than 200, just to make sure that's safe. I can figure out where this needs to be sorted out. Yeah, wonder if it might get blocked. I don't know how it behaves. I wonder if there's a way, if it didn't work, I wonder if there's a way that isn't just me typing in an incredibly long URL that would... I mean, there's probably the usual, like, add random lines and characters to circumvent auto filters that exist, but do I need the Vitalic epoxy? Probably. That might be for the next, yeah, for the next year. I don't need that right away. Can I research this? Yes, I can. Should probably do those. Those are pretty important. Why does this not build off of energy science there? Okay, gotta research that stuff before I forgot. Ah, yeah. Are there... That noise is... I hate when these things flicker on and off. Oh, that's the issue. This is going to continue being produced. And it's not going to prioritize this one. That's a flaw. Turn this off for a second. I need to think of how to fix this. One way to fix this would be belts. Belts will be ugly, but they would work. Sure, I don't use belts enough. This needs to be controlled by that, which then means this whole chain of connections is unneeded. I might actually need that one. I did. Okay. this one that I don't need. So fix this issue. That will output everything there. And that will keep this clean. Okay. This is only active if bio stuff is greater than 220. It should probably be equal to 240, but be equal to 240. That's how many there are. I don't know if there's other ways to circumvent stuff. Yeah, if it does that, then it does that. This wood's almost empty, which is good and bad. This is moving, which means this should be moving. Which means the poor biomass that has been grown just for this purpose is being turned into liquid. Oh. Did I get the wrong thing? Yes, I did. Glad it didn't break anything else. Not enough focus. I'll clear that for now. This is easy enough though. Space pipes. The bane of my hotbar. They're very similar. But interestingly, they're slightly to the right. The underground pipe is slightly shifted. Like, obviously the normal pipe is rotated 90 degrees, but an interesting difference. There. I should really clear the rest, but I might need it. I'm leaving it for now. Fixed that silly mistake. Then, glue production doesn't exist yet? No. It's here. Limited by Vitalic reagent, which is currently not going because I don't have vulcanite. I don't have vulcanite because I'm not shipping it to space in large enough quantities. Now, I thought I set that up to... Oh no, I didn't set that up to auto launch, did I? I'm surprised by this. My rocket reusability should be reasonably high. Here. 65%? 64 parts are covered. Just 32. They then land back here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Where the parts are removed. There should only be about a 30%, 36% loss per rocket of vulcanite sent back. But I must be sending vulcanite to 3 other planets. And now I need to identify where that is. Because it's been a while since I've actually worried about it. Because wherever it is that Vulcanite is being sent, which I think includes here, there's going to be a ton of rocket parts just sort of sitting in a chest, unused. Because I never set up a way to bring them back, because long term my goal was to set up space elevators on these other planets, but that was... I have given up on that for now. One option is to set up a requester chest. Oh, these spaceships have minor struggles. Too slow. Oh well. Minor issues with these spaceships. Where because of how it all... Ooh, wait, what's my population of... I am... not upkeeping those bots quite like I thought I was. I have logistics bots requested. Because it's a buffer chest. Okay. That's why. Nope, this doesn't request from buffer chests, so that shouldn't be why. These things got set up too long ago. And the plan to convert everything to operating off of space elevators fell through because it's just too much. To get it all set up. It isn't that much to set up like 3 stops at another planet, but I just check this occasionally. Yes. Okay. This time, going with the planet-wide ones, which are a bit silly, because I only need a relatively small area, but I didn't design those. We don't want to spend time laying out the solar panels, but just because I don't want to doesn't mean I shouldn't. I absolutely should take this small amount of time just shift how I set up the solar panels so that I don't waste a huge amount of ammo and I just don't need to worry as much. I should really have more of that. This is not restricted. What is this? This one was set up before I set up the circuits properly, which means that it's not very good. That should be enough for now. I gotta go fix... I don't know how that gets in here. I'm gonna go fix the minor space issues on this orbiting the sun. These are annoying. Fix the sun because I'm now getting even more sidetracked. The current sticking point was the wood, and the wood is fine. My terrible iron setup, but I have to wait because otherwise I'll kidnap a bunch of bots. Very annoying. I'm gonna get back to what I should be focusing on. So, this was stuck because of this, which was stuck because of this, which was stuck because of vulcanite. Vulcanite was stuck because of rocket parts. Rocket parts were stuck because my rocket part production is really bad. Ooh, it's actually because of this time. This hasn't been the problem in a while. And now that's a problem because of the batteries. Batteries haven't been a problem in a while. It's not even that they're not... They don't have the resources. It's actually they're not fast enough. Good. This is going to cause a lot of issues if I do that. Did I finish researching... I hate these need to be made in space. Okay. Compact beacons would be usable here. So that's why that's slow. That hasn't been scaled up since I first built it, basically. It's gotten better modules, but other than that, it's barely changed. Which is fortunate. See, that's why that's stuck. I can get the other stuff set up. This is set up? No. I haven't placed the radiation facility. Only one source of garbage, which is what it got distracted by. These share garbage types. The uranium needs... The BIOS repeat ingredients this part have kind of been underwhelming. They've been very simple for what you need to recycle. This needs to be blacklisted. Unfortunate. That's kind of all the links, it's kind of funny that, for some reason I think it's funny that YouTube is like, oh, we can't verify that this Google Drive link is reasonable, which I guess is maybe more of a statement about not breaching privacy, potentially. But I kind of doubt that that's the... Oh. Is this the right ship? I didn't finish setting the ship up. I got, distracted. Oh, yeah. It's just kind of... Google owning YouTube, Google owning Google Drive is like... They could probably, if they were snoopy enough, I imagine they should be able to snoop enough and say, hey, this is just a harmless image file because they own both services. I do understand the link deal. But could I do that later? But yeah. I do agree. I guess it's mostly a... It's good that they don't. When there's so much talk about companies, you know, not respecting that. Bots are... Yeah, no, the bots need a lot more. Okay, good. There's tons of logistics bots being crafted. That's excellent. Cargo's still loading. That keeps stuff moving. Oh, this should be almost there. I keep getting distracted. Yes, I need to set up that component. I'm surprised I absolutely should have a radiation facility crafting. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, because it's fuel cells specifically. Which I basically have never needed beyond those. Which is why I can want 50. Which is why none of those are in the supply. That makes sense. Okay. Land on this orbit. I didn't bring any extra stuff, which is fine. So, that's about as central as I can get. But highlight them. 11? 12, which means this is even, which means this is awful. I'm gonna go down this line because there's not much else. So, that covers there. So it's slightly different. Oh, I don't have the scaffolding. I didn't consider that properly. Okay, that's good. Now, repair this. Yeah. I can try. I mean, like, I can say that I have... I keep stuff separate. Like, I have a Discord that I basically only use for occasional Dungeons and Dragons with family. So I could make... And, like, I keep stuff, you know, separate. So I could spend a second, make a... If I have moments where I'm not doing stuff here, I could try to make an account that's not that. I don't understand this. How do you get to 256%? 2 out of 4. Did that get to 400%? Because it has 4... Okay, it can store charge for 4 meteors, so it has 400% charge. Okay. Oh no. I mean, it's probably a good idea to create a Discord account that I can use for that type of stuff. And I do think pictures of Factorio spaghetti bases are worth the relatively small amount of effort. I just need to check. I need to fly back because I didn't bring materials for this because I was not focused. Oh wait, I have a little more. Oh, I was gonna build it down there though. That's slightly wasteful. What's better than a mess? Well, what's better than a mess is a mess that is still like, a functional mess is better than just a mess. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna place this. Yeah, it seems to be way down. 1, 2 spaces down should be enough. Okay, there's the overlap I need. Need to make sure that I don't want to just spend the time sitting while doing that, so I need to make sure that I try to be in a position. Okay, that's where I need to be. Okay, so that is the spacing, which is very convenient. I mean, there's so much. I mean, you can kind of get so much from just sort of seeing the approach to the spaghetti. Okay, that's gonna be enough. It'd be a funny psychological test, I bet. How do you build in Factorio? How does your base turn into spaghetti? When does it turn into spaghetti? Okay. Going for... No, this isn't the account that I used. Boop. 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 Oh, I might have already... Yeah, I already used that. Use it. Terrible name. Okay, it's just a moment of distraction. Which I should be spending while traveling across space. Nope, can't do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that little... Oh, I really shouldn't. I should plan ahead. Leave these spaces with ghosts at the very least. Because then it will be slightly less annoying in the future. Okay, turn these. Oh, this is one very minor flaw. The fact that I can't pick this up without bots. As far as I'm aware, which is awkward. Nope, no, finish building that, please. It's temporary. Took me a little bit to learn that these can just sort of float, which is kind of pretty useful that they can just kind of fly. Chests. Oh no, I didn't leave space for chests. Oh well. This is for consistency's sake. Really? That's good to know. It's weird, but it's good to know. So if I... Oh. Weird. That's very weird. That's not gonna be consistent. That should be fine. That's one of the weirder things in this mod. It's weird how weird it feels that that's how that's done. Well, that's gonna need to be dealt with, but for now I'm gonna ignore it. I just need to place these preemptively. Because none of these are actually gonna have automated supply yet. Yeah. Like, I assume basically everything like that is done for a reason. Like, there's probably a solid reason why it's so weird. But that'll never change that it is weird. Nope, I'm gonna live with my choices, which are inconsistent on the left side right now, but whatever. I'm just gonna place these on the middle row and then leave. I just need this to mitigate a little for now. Yeah. Very accurate. Oh, okay, I only have 2 stacks left. That's not very important, so go 1 and 1 on the right, and that should be enough to mitigate. Long term, that can be solved. Short term, it's not worth it. Okay, now I can fly back to orbit. 2 minutes. Got to clear that. Open this. And now sidetrack for just a moment. This number is not important. Boom. Press the button. Oh, now they have to confirm. Oh, they've really changed CAPTCHAs nowadays. I haven't seen one in a while. I guess there's just different ways to verify. I think it's still mostly about training stuff versus... Okay. Now... Boom. Boom. They literally just confirmed that I was human, now they have to do it again. Wonderful. Oh, okay, that's a weird... This is definitely for training something. When you're clicking confirming humans, it's creating a circle instead of like selecting a target. Makes it much more like it's trying to learn about recognition of locations. Who knows? It's pretty hard to tell. I need to fix this before I forget. Is anybody on the internet human nowadays? Okay, this is the most asymmetrical spaceship I have built, and it bothers me a lot. But I'm gonna ignore it for now. I actually don't want that to be in space, but whatever. Too late. Yeah. I do wonder if we eventually reach a point where there's so many passable bots that it's impossible to tell. Which apparently, I haven't heard any, I don't call a lot of places often, but I haven't heard any, called a place and been answered by a bot. Apparently it's like, it can be fairly realistic, but then it's eerie or something. It's a description. Like, you can kind of know it's not a real person. I kind of hope it stays that way. But maybe that will eventually cause... Why did I put this to the left instead of down? What is my decision-making process? Ooh. Many, many pictures. I'm gonna cover some... I might miss some stuff for a second. Ooh. That is a crazy train intersection. That very first picture. Yeah. Nope. Oh yeah. Ooh, now that's a spaceship in the top left. Much more structured. I could probably show it differently. Ooh, now that's... So I guess you have a lot of trains that pull in and reverse out. That's definitely more spatially efficient. Oh, all of the... Ooh. I guess for... I don't know what your specific case is for those, but yeah. Having trains with locomotives on both sides to take up less space for these low throughput required things is probably a better idea than what I'm doing. Oh, you moved to a different planet, I guess? Oh, maybe not. Maybe your planet's just cold. Back to the start? Okay. Oh, it's not even back to start. That's the start of the first set. That's... is cool to see. Where did it stop? I'm not gonna spend too much time staring at these right now, but I will absolutely stare at these for a long time. The defensive lines. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there. Yeah, so far, I mean, none of the planets that I've set up on, except for the, except for this one, have had any actual... It's still 3%, that's worrying. I might have to scan this a little more for a second. Because I thought this was at 0 and I set up the... Did I not set up the defense for this planet? I need to be careful. I need to check this again soon. It's relatively safe because it's not, never mind, it's not safe at all. I thought it wasn't running consistently. But yeah, I've been lucky enough with how I can set up that I haven't felt the need to set up on another planet with biters. Ooh. Much more spatially efficient spaceships. I think I leaned very heavily into ships that I enjoyed the aesthetic. Like, it's not even like I love the aesthetics of the ships that I've built, but I like believing that someone could walk around in the spaceship, even though no one ever will. So I leaned far too heavily. Yeah. I mean... Can I temporarily... Should do that for a second. I generally don't have something for images. I'm gonna very briefly and carefully locate this. This is your thing. I'm just gonna look at it for... Basically, I just want to point out what I wanted to point at. And I have to be able to select the image, though. Like, the compactness of that ship. I just can't... Aesthetically, I just can't build it. I bet that ship does more than my ship actually accomplishes. I have the worst blend of, like... I'm gonna get rid of the image because it's not really needed. I have the worst mix of... I want it to be, like, someone could walk in it, but also I want it to be straightforward. So it's like, it's not... these ships are not aesthetically pleasing, even to me, the person who built them, but they also aren't, you know, actually as efficient as they could be. Sort of the weird, inefficient middle ground. That's kind of... It's probably, like, not quite the worst of both worlds, but it's sort of the worst of both worlds in some ways. Where it's not compact enough to be meaningfully efficient, but it doesn't look nice enough to be a strong aesthetic choice either. But... Oh, okay, so this is just bioelectric data, input of ion stream, I think that's what it is. Only one input. I could put it on the bottom here to keep it out of the way. Gotta design. One input, two outputs. It's really fun to see these different things. It is a good... I don't know, I'm gonna call it a wake-up call. That, like, I probably should consider more flexibility in how I use trains. For the sake of efficiency, not for the sake of aesthetics. Because I think aesthetically, the double-sided really short trains bother me, but they're very practical. That's the correct thing? Good. Because sending even a 3-long train for, like, half the stuff I'm sending to space is super wasteful. Like, material testing packs, I don't think I go through enough that it should be 3 long. Solenoids, same thing. Like, most of these could be 1 long trains, and that would be enough. Oh yeah, like, it's really a testament to how, I think, efficient the trains are. With even 1 wagon, it's a lot of material. And they move quick. They do consume, when they're going through space elevators, they do consume a little bit of a cable, but there's just a lot of factors, and oh, that pollution is gross. Did the laser do its job? No, it didn't, because this space laser is terrible. I can definitely see, because I don't look at much, or well, I don't look at any Factorio content, mostly because, why is this taking so long to die? Is it a behemoth? It is, okay. And it regenerates a bunch per second, maybe, making it take a really long time to lose 4,500 HP. I don't look at anything Factorio because it would... Because the process of seeing stuff is fun. And obviously, having errors pointed out, advice, that's all good. But I never look at... I never look for, like, definitive solutions. Which is not saying that's the same thing, just... If I watch a bunch of Factorio stuff, it would heavily shape how I approach... This is so old. It would heavily shape how I approached the game. I'm surprised this is still working. I thought I would have messed this up. But it has actually fulfilled its role well enough. This electric pole is really silly. Because what I should have done was put the electric pole over here. And then just done that. Like, there's no reason that I didn't do that. Yeah. There is the sort of... The mixed element is sort of, at this point, because a lot of stuff that I set up was not even reasonably future-proofed. Like, I end up having to go back and fix a bunch of stuff that, if I had planned ahead or had followed whatever best practices exist, I wouldn't have had to fix it. But it's a good way to learn. This does not look right. It's not because of sand. I'm glad I checked. I'm out of cryonite there? Oh. Huh? What happened here? How'd this happen? I must have accidentally placed this. know how that happened, though. I must have placed it when I built this originally, but it's not over here. Weird. Break that. Replace it. Well, it's good that I checked. This is still suffering from needing more mining, which I could go fix. But I don't need that right now. I'm gonna stay focused on Science 3, which still needs it, but... Electric data is in place. It doesn't have the significant because it doesn't have this. That's fine. I need to remember the most important step for producing science is the actual science pack. I always forget to put the science pack down. It's only minus 100, that's surprising. What? Oh, slightly too far up. Okay. That's fine. It's a bit janky. Not well laid out. I think it's a bad design. Do two physical outputs, that's fine. That's gonna be okay. This is not gonna be okay though, because these numbers are always too low. Because I guess I think the default system for setting, that's too high. For setting these values doesn't really work with a lot of the space components. So it runs into a lot of issues. Super cool, that's fine. This is outputting the warm, which means that if I could fit it here, that would be convenient. I don't know if I can actually fit this. Yeah, I can't, because I can't... Oh, no, I do have space on the right. Okay, good. That is the correct input and output. Okay. And there's one physical output. That should be fine. Yeah, it's just sort of... like, these bioscience... I guess it doesn't... Some machines account for the changes from beacons, I thought. But like this, the default speed for this, one significant data, 30 seconds. So the setting is fine, but I thought some like vanilla machines updated based on the increased speed and production from modules and everything. But this one doesn't. Oh, do I have a ton of this? I do. That's good. That's kind of just been running. Yeah, like... I think the 30-second thing that it works with doesn't... The crafting speeds of the Space Manufactory are, I think, beyond what you would regularly reach in normal Factorio. What is this? Okay, that's going... Okay, that makes sense. Just weird. It's not being crafted, that's not being crafted. That's fine. Bioelectric. That doesn't seem right. Why bioelectric the only one that isn't? I thought I wouldn't have... cryogenics. Did I... Oh, I guess I did craft a few, and they all got eaten up. Okay, that's fine. Just need the bioelectric at this point, which has two options. Option one, I ship more into space from Novus. Or option two, I set up a landing pad. Option two is probably... No, option two is annoying. It's going to produce so much more garbage. Because I've been very lazy about dealing with rocket sections in the orbit. And it has certainly caused me problems because I still haven't shipped any of it back down, even though I should have. Actually, this is kind of a good time to do something real quick. Oh, I finished this research. I should probably be making these, even if they aren't as good as they could be. Oh yeah, they're so... The issue with radar construction pylons is that they only have a 4x4 logistic area. Which means you can't use them to connect different... You'd have to put them every 4 tiles or whatever to link them or something. Where they could be so good if their logistics range was bigger. Yeah, it's a shame they're not ridiculously good at... Oh, I need to craft this stuff, actually. It's just a shame that they don't make the radar stuff trivial in the same way the normal pylons render the default stuff trivial. Like, power is so easy to deal with the pylons. It's a shame that they don't do the same for bots. It's probably fair. Should I craft them? Huh. Just want to go pick up those beacons. I get sidetracked very quickly. That is correct. It doesn't look right, but it is. Sidetracked very easily. Okay, give me some beacons. And the radar construction pylons probably need to be built in space because of the capacitor things. Radar, which I need the normal construction pylons first. Let's give construction area, which is good. What a much more organized base, having an actual centralized line. Having an actual centralized line causes such a more sane base layout. Ooh, the bulkheads are gonna be annoying because I do not have those. Traveling to space smoothly. I think they're shipping this way, which is not ideal. This isn't important. I don't actually have the bulkheads are shipping to space at all. I think all the bulkheads are getting used. Yeah, they get used on the ground. For these? Yeah. Get a few. Bulk heads, give me... It should be enough. For now. I used to avoid getting distracted. This... That... I need to ship... the materials into space now. Did I leave a space for vulcanite? No. Which means it will go down here. Vulcanite drop off. I think I always end up leaning very heavily on bots. I think I did a good job avoiding it on Novus because I had no say in the matter for a very long time. I don't remember the last time I actually made a real, even kind of complicated system that wasn't very bot heavy. It's like an actual line for space cables is just not necessary, and it's weird. Okay, there's that. Now I need to actually build this. Yeah, I could. I'd have to pick something that's worth... Well, I guess technically it wasn't that long since I had to build this. Which isn't actually bot heavy. It's kind of silly looking, but I just forgot about it because it wasn't actually that... It wasn't that difficult to build and make it functional. What's with the stone? Oh, that's what's with the stone. I'm glad I caught that. I don't think I've bought some space on this planet. I do. Okay, good. I don't know why I did that. That's very silly that I had it that way. This is dead because this is full. Good. Good, good, good. That's working as intended, which is shocking to me. I expect... Ooh, this launched recently. Did that mean it went where it should have? Here? No. Did it not launch? Or did it launch here again? No. That's confusing. Why is there so little wood there? I mean, it's a good thing, because this was all just to consume excess wood, but... I'm shocked there's not more wood than this. Very confusing. Oh, no, I understand the check. I have the, I have this, so it is keeping up. I didn't really show a very clear view of why it wasn't moving. I hope it recovers properly. I haven't actually had it full. Yeah, the setup is kind of janky. It's functional. I like this. I like my weird loops. It takes up a lot of space, but it's resilient, I think. The progression, actually. I like weird side loops on this planet. Though this planet actually is prone to breaking if stuff goes wrong. But I think it only goes wrong if I change something manually. This is facing the wrong direction. But nothing's broken, that's fine. Yeah. It's a good idea. It's actually a great idea for that specific case. Just burn all the wood here. Didn't really consider that. But that's sort of the thing. I was really expecting that's way too many tanks. I was really expecting the wood to be a bigger issue. So the fact that I'm not over full on wood is much more disturbing. Because I'm pretty sure I only got one shipment of wood. And it all went to there and it's all been turned into biosludge. Maybe I got a second shipment, but I thought I renamed it before I could have. So the idea that I only had one rocket full when I was worried I'd have more. Like, maybe the math, it does make sense. Maybe 3 rockets to 1 rocket of wood is fairly close to accurate. And I just need to forget about it. Actually, no wait, this is an easy test, isn't it? There's no wood. Why is there no wood? Is the wood not produced technically because it's a byproduct? Why is there no... Is wood being a byproduct means it's not listed as an item being produced? It doesn't seem right. Weird. Oop. Maybe it's a side effect. I really shouldn't be distracted by this because it's working. Nothing's going wrong with this. Oh no, it is basically a 3-to-1, almost exactly. So these numbers make sense. Slightly more than 3-to-1. I've made about 3 rockets full of extract, and I've had 1 rocket of wood. That makes sense. Okay. Oh yes, I do need to set up the biosludge a little better. I need to worry about it more because I was thinking that this would, well, currently it's fine, but I was thinking that this would be a small enough amount that it was negligible. I didn't account for this one. Yeah, I didn't really account for the experimental biomass producing as much biomass as it does. Which means I probably do need to manage that a little better. I go to the math. Here is expected to have a net loss. This doesn't seem right. Okay, this isn't accounting for the other levels, is it? Yeah. This one has the net gain of these. I turn that into biomass, unrestrict. That, not the right one. Nope. Unrestrict biosludge for a second. That does suggest it should be a net loss for that level, but because I built these on separate sheets, it doesn't mix. So this one is a net loss of biosludge. This one is a net loss of biosludge. That's about even with this, but this net loss is reduced once I start doing the higher tiers, which makes it look like by the time I get to Science 4, I'm going to have a lot of extra biosludge, especially with the wood being used this way. That will be a problem, for sure. I don't have any sirens to place in space. I don't really carry the sirens with me. I probably should. None of my warning sirens that I've set up have triggered in a long time, though. Which is good. To make sure it doesn't go to the wrong space. I'm trying to ship vulcanite. There, feeds into that. I need my trains, which means I can turn that off. And again, I need this. I didn't plan those ahead properly, so they don't refill, which is a shame. Thinking for a moment, I need these. And yeah, these being 3 long is super overkill. Yeah, I guess if... I guess this is what I would need to... This is what I need to control. The production from the wood. I might have to rotate this. I think this should, because yeah, I think I need to control this, but the 1,500? I need to control this because it's the wood breaking down, but the... Oh wait, this is... No, that's fine. The regular biomass being broken down is necessary. But it shouldn't overproduce because... I mean, I hope it's not a net gain. Because the... it might be a net gain. I can't remember. I think I did the math. 10 biocultures makes 10 biomass, which I'm not turning these into biomass directly, so that might be fine. But the biocultures are 10 biocultures is 50 biosludge, which means it's 5 biosludge per bioculture. And that's ignoring nutrient gel. Where this produces 30 per biomass, which means that's 6 times the sludge that went into the bioculture. Each nutrient vat is 5, 5 is 10 gel. There's a lot of math. I think it is a net gain of biosludge. I think it's a net gain. Oh, you're making it with fish. Yeah, that makes sense. I think as long as this guy's... I guess this is the limit. Is there another use for biomass that I should consider? It does get used in the neural gel. Life... That feels silly. We could hoard small spitter capsules. Which seems like a bad idea. I don't think this... I think the overflow has to turn into biosludge. But maybe there just isn't... Oh, that's not right. I'm glad that didn't cause any issues. What is this? How did I mess this up this badly? Ah, because this is supposed to be contaminated. Okay. That is supposed to be contaminated. I think that connection that I messed it up. Everything... Okay, that's supposed to be contaminated too. That's not. I just got the... I got the colors wrong. No good reason to get the colors wrong. Can I flip this? No. Maybe. Yeah. It just needs to be cleaned up now. I have to make sure I disconnect. Okay, that is connected up there. Okay, that will be fine. Yeah, this will be fine. Nothing bad will happen. Just need to be careful right now. Figure out how to redo what I had before. Okay, that's gone. Okay, the issue is this one here needs to be fixed. And I did not leave good space for that. I can make it work via the wonders of spaghetti. Maybe not quite. It's actually gonna be a little rough. Oh no, perfect. Good. Let's see. I must embrace the spaghetti. Make it work. I mean, if this area doesn't encompass the true wonders of spaghetti, I don't know what does. It solves all your problems. If you're hungry, it feeds you. If you've built yourself into a corner because you got the colors slightly wrong, it will save you. I don't know how I mixed that one up. I just did. Actually, I have an excuse. I think I did this last Sunday when I was just getting over a cold. That's my excuse. I don't think that's the actual reason, but it's what I will claim is the reason. Back to the trains. Where is this train gonna load up? Do I just do this with bots? No. Bad habit. Ooh. That's finally almost dead. I'll need to address that soon. Okay, I mean... It's, that sounds kind of like a good time. But it's, magic. Sometimes things work well. What is this green? Oh. I bet that signal... Yep. Wait, no, that signal does work. It just doesn't look like it should. Base Factorio signals are frustrating. I don't know if other mods modify train signals, so that's why I specified base, but... a lot of jankiness that occurs with trying to place these signals properly. Okay, this is gonna feed 3 to over here. I should be able to perfectly go there. Probably. I think... Okay, I think the signals here I can see are definitely wrong. I think most of the other places... there's probably individual bits where the regular signals are bad. This section is probably bad. I mean, yeah, that probably shouldn't be like that. Yeah, most of these there, fine. Oh no. If something's wrong, it's good to know. I think most of the places are fine. I think this is... Wait, no, this was built with the blueprint, which means that if there's something wrong here, I should probably look into it more. Those are fine. I'm assuming this is a bad signal, which is not generally how I place them. Like this signal, all of these train stops, I guess it's a bad approach. All of these train stops should always be train limit 1, which is why this signal has never been a problem. But if this was anything else, then they would try to go there and it would block the whole segment. Why are they not trying to build this? Am I out of bots? Shouldn't be. Yeah, I have plenty. Why are they doing... Why are they... Oh wait, because Wrecking Bot. I was looking at logistics. That's the only thing I care about. How did that happen? What did I do here? Clearly I did something really wrong. Are my circuits dead? Where am I getting circuits from? I haven't touched this in so long. Did I break my circuit sourcing? I did. I added this beacon here, and I didn't appropriately I didn't fix this because I didn't catch that there was something wrong with it. Okay. Good thing I caught that now. I should go fix that. Sorry, I think where I just was fixing those things. Well, that's fixed. That's gonna take a while to catch up. Do craft really quickly though. I guess it's the... what is it? Where's... so it's the case that this pair can potentially cause an issue because it's... if it decides to stop here, then it goes there and it chains back. Like that's fine because it can fit. Like this guy, which I guess that is a byproduct of the blueprint, which means I need to fix the blueprints. But I've needed to fix the blueprints for 30 hours of this playthrough. So wait, this. No, the chain signal here is fine, because it'll wait till it can get into this space. Here to here is kind of weird. This was a bad intersection that was kind of thrown together. I'm not going to spend too much time fixing this right now, because it has worked as long as I don't manually mess with it too much. Let me call that, but I'm going to need to change the name quick. Just in case the other train started moving. Oops. This is for Vulcanite. Pick up 3. Yes. Is this a... Actually, I want to check. As an unrelated thing, why can I not scroll? Okay, wait. Let's raise a concept for me. Just made me curious about I think mostly it's going the direction I'm trying to get this. Not get too focused on stuff that for now is fine. I'll need to fix it as necessary, but I always get this wrong. Okay, we place it there. Good. But these will curve. But it's fine. Okay. No, it's not fine. I'm now lost again. This it places it on the far side. This it places it on the right. But if it's curved, it places it on the far side. Priorities. There's some prioritization that I've never actually sorted out. Yeah, I think... You know what's easier? Just use more space. Nope, I don't have space here. Merge... Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, most of these have... Things have so far only broken if I intervene. Well, there's a couple times I think where it wasn't just that, but recently, as long as I don't... That's not gonna fit. As long as I don't mess with it, it's been... reasonably safe. I mean, even when I started playing today, I caught a train that I believe I redirected manually that just stopped in the middle of a track because I'd killed its destination somehow. That I then tried to send to the depot. But then I didn't send it there automatically. I moved it there to try to line it up, and it was a whole mess. Bad choices. But I think in the last... Actually, no, I can press I. In the last... Well, I probably didn't have to train for 7 days. In the last 7 days of playtime, it's broken maybe 5 or 6 times. Which isn't great. Ideally, it never breaks, but when I spot what broke, I will more clearly learn the mistake I made when I have my own example right in front of me, which will be good. This train is supposed to be Vulcanite. Drop off and pick up. Full fuel. Empty cargo. Full cargo. I've also only been run over by a train once, which is good. Yeah, I could definitely see that if they were moving more, there's a much higher chance that it will run into issues. Yeah. Really love the aesthetic of these train stops. I think they're kind of impractical in the specific implementation that I did, because it's easier to just have it all on one side. But it looks nice when zoomed out. I was so let down by the Spidertrons. I'm hoping that once I gather enough of them, they'll be usable, but... Oh, I need to check on my space laser occasionally. So whenever I remember it, I need to check. Where is it? It's down here. I don't want it there. Well, if I start here, will it kill them? Let's hope it does. Yeah. I think I need to... I don't know if I'm going to play another Factorio game after I am done with this. Whether I fully complete this, I'm not even certain, but I want to. But next time I play this game, I definitely need to do more varied stuff. Like, to me, my default in the couple times that I've done stuff with trains, which I haven't done that much, my default is always 1-4 because it feels the most like this is a train, even though trains can be way longer and trains can be way shorter. Like 4 feels like it's a train to me. I need to try shorter trains more often. Yeah, like that doesn't look right, but having it be realistic to have more trains is valuable. I probably should rip this out now, huh? This was laziness. Because yeah, like this needed this extra buffer. Oh yeah. Like my biggest issue is purely the aesthetic. It's not even like an issue. I like the idea of trains going in one direction. I guess part of it is I don't think there's any way to pick up and replace locomotives without weird bot stuff. I don't think the gantries do anything. I really don't know though. I haven't actually even crafted these. I probably should to see what they do. Because like a lot of... My understanding is a lot of like freight trains, you'll have stuff sit there and you'll reuse the locomotive, which in the context of Factorio is less relevant because the locomotives themselves are not a scarce commodity. But like, I love the idea of automatically disconnect the locomotive, maneuver it around to the other side, which is impractical. It's easier to have it on both ends. I have distracted myself again. I was setting this up. It's sort of just... A lot of stuff leans into weird... That's not right. Why is this not referencing the train that should be right beside it? Ah, no. I've confused myself. I should be referencing that. That's fine. Okay, I got lost. That's not what I need to reference. I used the wrong icon. Okay, that makes sense to me. That's fixed my confusion. Okay, I'm good now. I lean too much into weird aesthetic. Oh no, it's great. Distractions are fun, which is why they're distracting. I lean too heavily into like weird aesthetic choices sometimes. Like, I get fixated on... Ooh, lagging from the space laser. I get fixated on, like, this is how I want to approach it, which can lead to getting stuck in a bad approach. That is a lot of... What is happening there? A lot of lag. Ah. A lot of bugs. I'm thinking this must have been... Like, when I started playing, I don't use Discord really, but like I checked the space exploration Discord because things move to Discords instead of convenient or more convenient other like formats for forums and wikis and whatever. Although there is a space exploration wiki, but there was stuff about bugs involving, I think it was space lasers and pathfinding, which is what I'm assuming this lag is all about. Like, it's causing so much lag because these guys don't really know what they're doing. Because the target of their aggression doesn't really exist. This is exactly why I was watching this. I was half expecting it to go and get sidetracked. And I'm glad I was correct, because that means I didn't waste a ton of time. I need to leave this manually, because it's gonna cause problems if not. Whoop. Should go down. This is kind of another issue with these long trains. It's kind of janky. So let's go here, right? Wrong icon. Vulcanite. Good. Yeah. I kind of want to avoid... Well, I'm not close enough to the plague rockets anyway, but I kind of want to avoid the plague rockets because as simple as managing the oh, I'm too far forward, aren't I? As simple as managing the stuff is, it's just annoying to have to think about having that ready. Which again, if you have bots, and if I plagued Novus, I would be totally fine. Like nothing would. I wouldn't need to do anything more than I already do. But I was using the I was holding out to use Spidertrons to clear all of the nests, but then the Spidertrons at like default level, because it takes a whatever, just finish that. At default level, the Spidertrons are very close to unusable at this stage with 0.98 evolution factor. Maybe if I'd been faster to research them, it would have been better, but I have like a horde of almost 20 of them that will eventually be usable. I hope. But I bet the space laser will clear out everything before then, so it will be a waste of time. I love the burning trees. But I've never actually just stared at them. They actually do gradually burn. Cool. It's a detail that I never would have expected. I would need a lot of space lasers to clear all of this, though. It is a lot of aliens. Oh, well, no. My last two worlds, both of them, started in a desert. I just constantly seem to start in deserts, so... Can't have forest fires if there's no forest. No, then there's the real world forest fires, which are awful. Not Factorio. Why are these here? Probably from me dumping them out of my inventory constantly. This just reminded me that there was something I wanted to do. Also, why is this so slow? These should... No, these should be extracting at a similar speed. Which means something is wrong with how I've set up this. Wait, why do I have this doing this at all? I have 3 belts. I don't know why that's the way it is. I think I had a reason. I think there was logic. I just do not know what the logic was. Okay, that's working. This is not. Ooh. It's almost time that I should be stopping. This is running. I'm out of glass. Am I out of bots again? Did they all die again before I could spike? No. Is it that the request is really low because I didn't scale it up for 2 crafters? No. This is 5.3 glass per minute. And it has 5. I think... It really seems like these... like space exploration machines and recipes, instead of consistent... Oh no, it might be pulling the... No, because 30 seconds craft time should be 40 glass. But it's setting it to 5. It's... I just need to be pay more attention to that. Because I'm relying so heavily on bots. Well, no, that's sort of the thing, though. Like, even with it here, if I reset it, it goes to this. Like, it's a weird... There's weird behavior, I think, that is unavoidable with either space exploration machines or space exploration recipes. Like, I think there's something about one of the two that isn't happy. It is what it is. I just need to be more careful. Yeah. Which is sort of, this area is saved from that by parameters. But some of the parameters have a similar weirdness, I think. Sidetracked. This is crafting the reagent, is what it's called? Yes, Vitalic reagent. Which is being shipped up here. Cool. You know what I forget consistently? I forget to set this. Oh, I miss Space Age. This is a weird case where I'm like, I really miss needing a big, like, sushi conveyor belt for Space Age's science because of the gleba packs. I missed that one part of research from that. There's other minor things that I miss, but that's the most distinct in my mind right now. What is slow? In the last 10 minutes, not accurate, 1 minute. Ooh, I have not updated my insight production. Super cooled, yes, everything's good. Output, oh yeah, that's because of normal issues. Output that, there is no waste of those. Just doing that to get this cleared. That needs to be restricted. So, current issue is bioelectric. Ah. I put it far away just because I wanted it out of the way, but it needs the beacon? It doesn't need the beacon. Am I producing at the desired speed regardless? Nope. I'm capping at about 13 per minute. I guess it spikes to 41. That's a pretty good graph. Because all of these are consumed at an equal rate, it makes for a nice pyramid. Except for the fact that they aren't quite produced at the same rate, which is a little bit funnier. Not really a sine graph because it's it's just like mountains, but okay, it should start again now. Oh, because I'm missing something. I really shouldn't be just staring at graphs. Oh yeah, that's why it makes sense. Like, the consumption makes sense because this is them all, oh, there, all being consumed in the science. That's a weird bit. It's just, it's a pleasing image because that's them getting eaten up. I'm mostly, yeah, I'm still not producing the bioscience at the desired speed. Which is unsurprising. I think the vitalic reagents are underproducing? Oh, it's not right. Vitalic reagents, I have 2. Yeah, these need to be producing at basically full capacity and they aren't, which is the issue. I think that's probably the main slowdown right now, which would be solved if I wasn't relying so much on bots. Could I mean, I could have this train deliver glass closer. I absolutely could. I could even have it... No, that one's the wrong direction, so it would have to go the other side. So I couldn't have it go up that way. Which means I really should remove this. That shouldn't be open. Yeah, enough for quest, and I think it should run. Just its questionable design. Oh wait, I guess I can make those on Novus, can't I? I guess I disregarded that those could be made on Novus. It's also a pretty easy one to do. Great point. I guess I can also then make a train for that. Which if I change this... Yeah, okay. I'll just need to set up. I'm not using space elevators for or ships for this delivery because I'm limited, but where do I want this to be built? I should just build it in a very convenient location, like right here. That would be convenient. Maybe on the other side would be more convenient. Yes, the other side would be, except for the fact there's a big pillar there. It's in the way. Landing pad can withdraw all of the necessary materials. Yeah. Oh, and that's not like 36% productivities. And that's just that step. Because that uses the one that I'm setting up now, which would then itself be more productive. What am I looking for? Centrifuge. I only need 2. But I'm gonna make 4 because I have no good reason to want 4, but I do. So glass and that. This can be hijacked in the jankiest way possible. Oh, it can't. Unfortunate. It can still work, just not in the way that I wanted to. Those can get over here, which will absolutely mess with everything else. It's a bad idea. But you know what? Why steal from that train instead of the train already here? I'm gonna cut down on this side because it will be more aesthetically pleasing to me for some reason. Oh yes. This is not building because I need this to switch to the construction for a bit. Why is this now bad? Guess I did never scale that up at all. Why did I make these go on the left side? I know why. they don't need to be there, but they used to, because previously this belt went further up. That explains the design. Oh yeah, centrifuges are a shame. He's never gonna be as high, but this save has 7 days, 186 hours total. Spent, I think maybe at most an hour or two of that was spent sort of idle. Obviously getting distracted is not something I'm counting as being idle. Why is this? Oh yeah, because I'm out of construction bots, which is why this is not being built. Which is why I got distracted by the bot stuff. Vitamolish extract. That's being delivered here. That is delivered to the right. The glass is here. That's not that bad. I can work with this. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, the very first time I played... I should copy the rest. The very first time I played Factorio, it was old, a much older version that I could probably figure out, but I spent far more time than I should have kind of AFKing instead of focusing on, you know, optimizing stuff. I just decided, oh, this is good enough, and did my best to just let resources accrue. And it was very different. I don't know how much... I'm not going to use that, because I don't really need to. It's such a low... Yeah, I need like a fraction of a belt. Yeah, I need 0 belts. This is fine. I can just merge all these together. There's really no sense in being overly cautious. This is gonna look terrible. Probably terrible if I do that. Sure, good enough. Gets me where I need to go. I should probably... Oh, what's this? Oh, it's not how I want to do that. I should probably just do that and merge all of this down. Oh, it's not quite right. Merge these. Oops, missed that. Can I... Can't reach far enough. Those merge go here. Actually, I need that to go before this. It's pointless. The weird attempts to try and merge this stuff in a organized manner, which is unnecessary, but there. That is good enough. I still need an output. I should probably run it all on this side. So, Belt. Output. I'm very mixed on this weaving stuff. It can look interesting when it's symmetrical. Oops. I find it, oops, I'm bad. It looks weird when it's only one side of a structure. I hate even numbers. That's not even. They're odd. That makes it worse. Yeah. But I mean, I like the aesthetics and designing stuff to look nice, but what I view as looking nice and what would more broadly be viewed as looking nice do not always align. Okay. Oh, let's just make bad choices. Like I've seen a blueprint for a balancer for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 or something, and it is such a ugly sort of object that it's hard to imagine actually doing anything with it. You know what? I will make a bad choice. Oh, I got my compact beacons. I can store 2 of those. I will leave a train here, and it will serve as a midway point in case I ever want to have a train of this going anywhere. It's gonna look weird. Oh, it's gonna be very terrible. I'm not gonna get these trains delivered to me. They're there. This train might never move. It will unfortunately, it might never fulfill the purpose of the train. Just like this locomotive only exists because I was considering switching to the nuclear fuel, and it needed a slightly different refuel interrupt. I haven't switched to nuclear fuel, and at this point I probably never will, but that train will live in the middle of my base till this world is done. It will simply exist. And I think if trains had any form of... Do I want a buffer? This is a buffer. I don't need a buffer. If trains had emotions, that train would be suffering. Yeah, this is a bad idea, but... Damn, terrible design. Yeah. The train will purely exist because of historic value. Like these gun turrets. These gun turrets were my early defenses against biters. They don't do anything anymore. But they're not in the way. I never hooked these up to power. Or inserters. I've never upgraded them. It's very... I enjoy that occasionally. This is spice or extract? Extract. Now, will that launch automatically? Ooh, it launched fairly recently. Which means this got a new shipment. Cool. It actually is working as intended. That's not right. I need to deal with that. Not yet, though. Excellent image of a initial base. Yeah. And the to the most visible part, the power is. You had a lot more steam boilers than I did. I think this, it's hard to tell anymore. This was the extent of my initial, like, burner-based or boiler-based steam power. I never did really use all that much. But I didn't, you know, scale up a ton, didn't have good structures in place. But yeah, like, I can't imagine tearing stuff like that down. Oh, yeah, same. Like, I think I pretty much, I did push for nuclear. I'm pretty sure I pushed for nuclear with this. Like, power gen. I can't zoom in more, but like those produced power and then cut down about 6.5 days ago. They kicked in once, which is worrying, but... And this solar power 6.1 days ago, I think, is entirely from... What is it from? 7.7 megawatts of solar. Did I connect to space? No, I definitely didn't get space elevators then. But the turbines kicked in at about the same... Yeah, the steam turbines started before the solar. Oh, you can see exactly where I connected the space elevator, huh? Where my steam turbines fell off a cliff. I guess 3.5 megawatts is not a lot. I don't know why I had this many solars, though. After I'd already set up nuclear. I don't have any idea what those solars were doing. Oh well. Yeah, I think my entire base is currently running off of solar power from space in the direct orbit. But that's not actually launching because it's still... Ooh! That's unlucky. Guess I need to get repair stuff up there soon. This should launch pretty soon. Oh. I have it set to generic. I don't have it on generic. Okay, I need to set it to generic. Landing pad with name Vitamage extract. Which should deliver it here. Which I could carry it down then back up, but I think it's better to do it directly then. Glass is fine. This will work eventually. Oh. That's bad. I know why that's bad. Because I still haven't... sent this yet. Let's hope this goes to the one I need right now. If not, I'll deal with it. Don't know what other place has that. Oh, what's up over here? Oh, you never actually finished building that, did I? Also, it looks like it went to the other one, which is not this one. I play basically only on the weekend, so some of this stuff has been built, like, probably far closer to a half year ago than is helpful for remembering. I do not remember where else I have a cargo rocket supply rocket. Wherever it went, it was probably needed. I just don't know where, because I'm lost. I also need to keep an eye on the fact that I probably should stop. And I want to fix this one issue. Biggest thing I need to address is I really need to deal with this stuff. This, I wanted to be requested up to here, but I got distracted. By any number of other tasks that needed doing. I'm gonna temporarily put that in here, just to keep it moving. So to empty my inventory now. Real quick. So, that's condensing. Shipping it through this is wasteful when I can ship it via... when it can be shipped via a train. The issue is, I didn't plan to ship downwards with these trains. Which means I'd need another stop. I could build a stop on the right here. I could expand this sort of thing. I'll copy that. Copy basically just this. And think before I do anything. If I hate that you can't flip rails. If I could flip rails, it'd be so good. But that's a Factorio base game bit of nightmare. That is probably some, I have to assume it's some specific struggle with how rail everything is implemented. I have to do it manually then. This is going to be carrying cargo rocket stuff. This internal loop is not connected to the main section. Could I make this worse? I could. I could maybe elevated rail. I love elevated rails, they're the best. Why does that not show up there? Weird. Oh, it's because of the arrow? Weird. I've never actually spotted that behavior before. I could elevate this, but then I wanted to land and it wouldn't work. Oh, yeah. Thanks for chatting. It was fun. I probably should be stopping too. But I want to fix this one issue before I forget all about it. Or I can remember by leaving myself a note. Oop, that broke. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, no, it does, because this was a new station that I built and got distracted while building. That's why this is broken. Okay. I'll leave myself in a spot where I can remember what I wanted to do. And hopefully next Saturday I can remember what I wanted to do, which I'm struggling right now to remember what that was. And it is rocket segments. Cargo, rockets needed from space. If I don't move, hopefully I will remember. Snapping doesn't mean size, right? Yeah, just snapping. Cargo, rocket, sections. I'll see it up there. But I do need to stop. That was okay progress. This is functional. I think it might be producing at the desired speed. It's a bit jumpy, but it probably does average to close enough to 20 that it's... Oh yeah, it averages to 21.6. That is correct. Good. It is producing at the desired speed. These lower tier ones are slower, but that's partially because I don't think they're being consumed. 14, 14.4, 6.8, 7.2. That's a little funny, but... Yeah, 3.2, 3.2, 6.4. 6.4, it averages correctly. So I should stop. That was good. I now have all the tier 3s set up, which means I now need to deal with the tier 4s. I believe Bio Tier 4 is the least interactive with other sciences. And the other 3 tier 4s, I think Astro and Energy both need space probes. And I have no idea about material. Have to figure that out. It'll be good. Thanks for watching, chatting, or generally hanging out. Have a nice night, day, etc. Bye-bye.